Hi everyone, it's Professor Chew, and this is a video about the midterm and about the format for the midterm and some final suggestions, well, not really final, but suggestions about studying for it. And this is, I just sent out the link for this. It's a Google Hangout actually, so if you are able to get on live, that would be great. So let me show you the format for the midterm first. It will be a midterm that you need to write by hand. Pull this up here for you. Let's see. So it's going to be a little bit different, in other words, from the many homework assignments that you've done, because it will be on paper. So this is what's going to be the format for the midterm. You'll see a sheet exactly like this. And so the midterm has 3 parts on it. The first part is on vocabulary. There will be 78 questions. It is a matching section. So each is worth 1 point. That's a total of 78 points. There is then a word analysis section that has 30 questions. Each of these is worth 3 points. That's for a total of 90 points. And then there is a definition section. You have to define 10 of the words from the word analysis section. There are, you can choose any of the 10 that you want to define, your choice. Each is worth 2 points. Now, the way this is set up, I give you an answer sheet. It's at the end of the midterm. And you are to write all of your answers on this answer sheet, preferably on the front side. You can certainly use the back to write on the definitions if you need space. After I grade the exams, I will scan these answer sheets and email you a PDF with your grade, which will also be recorded on Sakai, but that way you can see what you did correctly and not correctly. The instructions are here for the word analysis. That should be something pretty familiar to you by now. You break down the words. You can use dashes. You can use parentheses. You can use whatever form you've used on the quiz. That will be fine. And once again, yes, you need to provide a definition for 10 of the words. Don't define all of them, because if you do, I will simply choose the first 10 and give you a grade, and maybe those aren't the ones that you really want me to grade. So choose 10 of the words, and you can write them on the front or the back. As you'll see, you don't have a ton of space, though. So the midterm looks like this. That could be on it, so we're going to scroll through that, but this is the answer sheet, okay? So you need to put down your name. I'm also actually going to ask you for your Rutgers ID, just because since we have a lot of people, almost 150 in this class, I really, really want to make sure that I have the right person matched up with the right exam. There are some students in this class who have exactly the same name, or names that are very close to each other, so I don't want any mistakes. And then, as you see here, you need to put your answers. It's a matching section, but you put A, B, C, D, etc. First part is for the combining forms or bases. The second part is for the prefixes and suffixes. And the last part is for medical definitions. So there are 26 questions for each of those. The vocabulary will be from lessons 1 through 8. The prefixes and suffixes will be from lessons 1 through 8. And the medical definitions will be based on terms that are from those lessons. Now, below it is the word analysis section, and that's just gobbledygook that I typed in there, but you'll see you'll have 30 words that you need to type in. I guess I should make it look more like an actual word. These aren't going to be the words, but you get the point. So you are welcome to break down the words any way you want. If you want to break down the word by just taking out your pen and drawing in, slashes or whatever, that is absolutely fine. You can put in the parentheses for the connecting vowels or not. It's great if you can, but if that's not your style, that's okay. And you can also, some other students, they'll like to actually just write out the word again, break it into parts. For the definitions, what you can do is you can either, some students have very small and very legible handwriting and are able to squeeze their definitions onto the side of the sheet, which is great, but as you can see, there's not a lot of space here. And the reason for this is because I tried really hard to fit this entire answer sheet onto one side of the piece of paper. If you don't have room for defining your 10 words, just put them on the back, because I certainly will check to make sure you did them. In the past, a couple of students have forgotten to put the definitions down. So remember, you need to define 10 of the words. But if you do forget in the heat of the moment, I will actually email you and ask you for the definitions. So all will not be lost. So that's basically the format for the exam. So you only actually, the one piece you need to really make sure that you have is the answer sheet. I have to say again, put your name on it. A grad student from Classics named Scott will be proctoring the exam on Tuesday, and my husband, Professor James Fisher, will be proctoring it on Saturday morning, and I will be proctoring all the exams on Thursday. But as a reminder, make sure you put your name down. Somebody didn't do that last year. That was interesting, but we managed. Do you guys who are listening have any questions about that? No? And if you have questions, let me know. I'm glad to have you all here. Okay, so let's just look back again at Sakai. And hi. Okay, back to Sakai. Where's my Sakai page? So back to the midterm page. Once again, make sure you can come to one of the times for the midterm. You should have all told me by now what time you are coming for the midterm. If you've indicated that you are coming at a certain time and at the last minute something comes up and you can't make it, you can come to a later time. If you could tell me, that would be great, but if you forget, that's okay. The only reason that you want to keep me informed is so I can make sure that there are enough exams provided. If you can absolutely not come at any of these times and you've moved, earth and water to try to do that, you should contact me immediately. A couple people are in that situation, and there is a solution, but I need to know in advance. So, in other words, if you don't take the midterm by Saturday and you tell me after that you can't take it, that is too late. So I need to know, before any of these midterms go, really by Tuesday, if you can't take any of these times. But I'm pretty sure most of you can, which is kind of amazing. So what to study? The bases and combining forms are from lessons 1 through 8. So most of you, I think, have taken a look at this mega vocabulary list that I made a link to here. So this is indeed the list of all the vocabulary, yes, that will be used on the vocabulary sections, the matching sections. I did cross out a couple things, not as many as I'm sure you would like me to do. I crossed out some of the suffixes that came from lesson 8. So all the new suffixes in lesson 8, you don't have to know those. And you also, actually, you don't have to know this one here. Okay, I'm going to take one more look at the list later on. You also don't need to know those diminutive suffixes. I've gotten several questions about those on the homework assignment, and how to use them is a little bit confusing, so I really think we need a little more practice on that. So those are not going to be on the midterm, so don't worry about those. You have plenty to memorize as it is, as you can see from this wonderful list. Back to the midterms. What you should do to prepare. Yes, you need to learn all those words. You definitely need to know the suffixes from lessons 1 and 2. Absolutely, they will, and the prefixes. The prefixes you need to know from lessons 1, 2, and 8. So there is a fairly long list of prefixes that are Latin prefixes, but you need to study those. And then you also need to know the compound suffix forms. Those are listed on Appendix D of the book, but also in Lesson 4. And if you have any questions about this, what you need to know or don't, obviously send me an email. Once again, yes, the exam format, I just went over that and showed you the answer sheet. It's the 78 questions that involve matching. Those are strictly vocabulary. And then one section on medical terms and definitions, the 30 words to break down. We do them on the sheet. So in other words, there's no boxes. Okay, there's no boxes on this exam for the word breakdown. And then you only need to define 10 of the words. And I've mentioned this before, but when you're defining the words, I want you to, if you know the meaning of a word from another class or from your own knowledge, give me the official definition. That's great. But if it's a word you haven't seen, you should define it according to what the word elements mean. Like bradyarrhythmia, you could define as a condition, of being slow, brady, and lacking. That's the A here, meaning lacking or deficient in rhythm. That's full credit. The official answer is this: a heart rate of less than 60 beats per minute found in an adult. If you happen to know that, that's great. If you don't, totally fine. You know, what we're trying to see here is, can you look at the elements in the word and figure out a basic idea of what it means? There's another example here. For study aids, I mean, the one big aid is that mega vocabulary list, which really brings everything together. And there'll be another list even bigger for the final. And then by Sunday night, I'm going to post on Sakai a PDF with all the quizzes, so you can practice those. That way you can, you know, practice your the matching section again, look at some of the word breakdowns again. I should also note that I am grading your homework and quizzes. I'm piloting a new way to do this that is a little bit more efficient for me. So bear with me. The plan is to have it all done by Sunday night. But also this week I'm a little slower with the homework because I usually grade our class's homework before my other class, which is an online writing class called Criminals and Saints. But this week I actually ended up, because they had a long paper due, grading them first. So I have 7 more papers to grade. Once I get those done, which is hopefully going to happen tonight, I am going to be dedicated to your homework assignments. So so sorry about that, but I thought it was kind of fair to actually get to the other class first. I know I usually try to get to our class first. So, and as far as other things to do to study, you know, on our homework assignments, well, I don't actually have you doing all of the exercises in the lessons. If you want to do extra exercises, like practice breaking down other words in the book, you're welcome to do that. You don't have to do that, but if you do, you can certainly send me, if you have questions about them, you should absolutely send me the answers that you've got, and I can definitely take a look at them and get back to you. That's always a good idea to do. Once again, there aren't any word derivation questions on this exam. So you don't need to worry about that part, where, in other words, the part where you're giving an English definition and you have to think of a word. Let's see, just got a message from a student who's asking me a question that I'll answer in a moment. Okay. Let me just make sure you know what I'm talking about as far as the book. Yes, so once again, if you want to do some more of the exercises, like exercise 1 and practice breaking down words, that's great. Send me the answers, I'll check it for you. And there are no questions from the section, the section where you're given an English definition, have to think of a term. Because I know that's a lot of fun, but I think that for the purposes of the midterm, you don't need to worry about doing that. But it's a great way to practice. So if you want to practice some more of those two, send those to me, and I will be very happy to grade them. And the last thing I have to say as well, I'm really looking forward to meeting, I hope, quite a few of you on Thursday. Once again, if you can't take any of the times that are listed, you have 2 options. One option is come to the classics department in the new academic building on Seminary Place between really like 12 noon to 5:30. I will be there with the stack of exams, and I will give you your exam. You can come at any time that's convenient for you. If that doesn't work for you too, you need to email me immediately, and we will figure something out for you. So does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, and I'm also, I'm working on getting your homework done, and, you know, let me know if you have any questions that come up in between now and the midterm, and good luck. I will get them graded very quickly, and we'll proceed right ahead next week into lesson 9. So hope everything's going really well. You're having a good weekend. Take care. Bye. That was long.